My grandfather always said, you can't learn it any younger. When you start is the earliest you can start anything. There's a new rule from the Secure Act that just passed on December 20th of 2019 that college students receiving a stipend or some type of non-tuition benefit, some type of fellowship, can take in a portion of that money and start putting it into their retirement account even while they're still in school. And the reason this is so important is there's two powerful forces at work. When you start the habit of saving money, no matter how much it is, you start that process of growing. And when you start, you also begin what's going to be a lifetime of compounding and compound interest on that investment. And people will say, well, it's only 20 bucks a week, or it's only 20 bucks a month, or $100 a month, or whatever. But it all adds up. And when you start, you can add to it. I did a calculation here where a person starts at age 20 saving, and they get a 6% rate of return. And another person starts at age 35 getting the same 6% rate of return. And it doesn't matter how much they're saving, but guess how much the person that started at age 20, that started just 15 years before the person that started at age 35, how much more they have in savings when they turn 65 at only a 6% rate of return. 2.5 times. So if they would have had $1 million if they're 35 at age 65, they have $2.5 million just by starting a few years earlier. My grandfather always said, you cannot learn it any younger. One thing I recall, we would be outside at my grandparents' house and they would have trees for each of his grandkids. A maple tree that they would plant for each one of the grandkids when they were born, and you would literally watch your maple tree grow in their yard. And you could see the older cousins and their trees were bigger, and the younger cousins and their trees were smaller. And so it is with saving. The sooner you start, the bigger the tree. In our next talk, man, I love this stuff. In our next talk, we're going to talk about the stretch IRA. It used to be that you could take money that's in your IRA account and stretch it out for your lifetime of your beneficiaries. So if you had an 8-year-old that was a beneficiary, maybe a grandchild or great-grandchild, you could stretch it out over their life expectancy, which might be 80 years. They could get the tax advantage, tax growth over 80 years, and that's gone away. But we're going to talk about what options you do have in the next video.